welcome to country number 3 and city number 3. I'm now in Riga in Latvia, just arrived to my accommodation where I'm going to be spending the next 2 nights. Gone for an Airbnb accommodation this time, just to show you around. Nice little apartment, bathroom, there's a little kitchen area there. Go around here, got the bedroom, sofa bed, but that would be absolutely fine. But then you go into this room, this is rather nice. I've got this space here. It's got quite impressive ceilings, quite high. Look at this fireplace. And if I look out here, so it looks like it's going to be a good little spot to spend 2 days. I've got a day and a half here in Riga, so I'm just going to have a quick drink and then hit the town. Had a good journey on the bus. We're from Tallinn with Flixbus. Much better experience this time round than my last time with Flixbus. I managed to sleep quite a lot of the way, so I'm feeling quite refreshed. Yeah, so let's go and see what Riga's got in store. Looking forward to exploring a new city and being in a new country. First time in Latvia for me. So I wanted to visit Riga's Orthodox Cathedral, which is very close to where I'm staying, but you're not allowed in if you're wearing shorts. So if you want to visit the Orthodox Cathedral of Riga, just make sure that you're wearing long trousers if you're a man, or if you're a woman you can wear a skirt. It's a shame, I'd have loved to have gone in, but maybe tomorrow if I can be bothered to put some trousers on. It's so hot at the moment. Much rather wear shorts. I really wasn't sure what to expect about Riga, but what I wasn't expecting were the most beautiful parks right in the centre of the city, with a little river, lake running through it. Absolutely stunning, beautiful location.
Hier weiß nicht, von irgendeinem privaten Wagen.
So I'm walking along the river that runs through Riga. I think it's pronounced Daugava, something like that. And this river flows over 1,000 kilometers. It actually comes from Russia, sources in Russia, flows through Belarus and enters the Baltic about 9 miles further down from where I am at the moment. And it's a big river, it's an impressive river. As I say, it flows all the way from Russia. So, first impressions of Riga. Riga has got some lovely areas. The old city is very attractive. Definitely a place worth visiting. You can tell it's a bigger city than Tallinn. Just has that feel of being a much bigger place. and I have to confess, of the two cities, I do prefer Tallinn. I think Tallinn is more attractive, but that's not to put Riga down. I think Riga's a great place as well, but of the two, if I was to go back to one of these cities to visit, I would put Tallinn at the top of the list. Now I have to admit, I've not been here long, just a few hours, but Latvia and Riga reminds me more of Poland than Estonia did. Also, although Latvia seems a pretty clean country, Riga itself isn't quite as clean as Estonia or as Tallinn was. Again, sort of slightly reminding me a bit of Poland, but maybe that's also because of the place I've taken myself off to, just having a little walk around the river, doing a loop, so going to those areas where probably tourists wouldn't normally cross over, but as I say, not a bad place. So day 2 here in Riga, lovely sunny morning after a very big thunderstorm last night which went on for many hours, and this building behind me is the castle here in Riga, which is also the home of the President of Latvia. So those concrete blocks were erected in 1991 as a protest against the Russian occupation, and they were placed around some of the key historic landmarks here in Riga. And just in front of me are 3 of the oldest buildings in the city, stone brick buildings. Following the end of the Second World War, Latvia, along with many other nations, was incorporated into the Soviet Union and were oppressed until they gained their independence in 1991. And I'm off to visit the KGB museum here in Riga, which was the headquarters of the KGB during the Soviet occupation. So I've just come out of the KGB museum. There is a free display, free part of the museum you can go into if you don't want to pay for the tour, but I do recommend paying for the tour. It cost me €10, really fascinating insight into the history of what life was like for Latvians under the Soviet Union, and the thousands, tens of thousands of people who were murdered by the Soviets. So if you're visiting Riga, do recommend the KGB museum.
Divi. 4 punkti, Roberts Bērziņš, labs sākums. Ir puslīdz.
So I had to just come here to view this building behind me. It's typical Stalinist architecture, and if you visited Warsaw, you'll know that there's a building very similar to this in Warsaw, and also one in Moscow. So it's interesting to see this here in Riga. Very similar design as the one in Warsaw, which I'm familiar with. Visited that a few times. It's the Cultural Palace in Warsaw. I think this is some sort of scientific institute based in this one. The one in Warsaw is interesting because there has been some debate in Poland about whether it should be demolished because it's a symbol of the Stalinist regime, and it's been retained, which I think is a good thing, but they've built a lot of modern skyscrapers around it. In contrast, this one, which I think is probably smaller, doesn't have taller buildings around it, but I noticed it when I came into Riga and I thought I'll have a quicker look. So yeah, I actually think it's got its own architectural merits. Not a bad building. And the building in Warsaw is right in the centre of the city. This one's actually slightly out of the city centre, so not such a prime location as the one in Warsaw.